Knaresborough has lots to offer year round. In the summer season it's the busiest time of year, but in the winter and the autumn it has a very special charm. The castle top is open and the riverside is beautiful. St Robert's Cave can be visited, there's the chapel in the crag. The town itself has a wonderful medieval atmosphere that has something to offer every time of year.
Knaresborough's year covers a number of major events, starting with Spring Fair in April, followed by Charts Day in August and Edwardian Sunday in December. In between these major events there is the internationally famous bed race in the summer, together with Children's Day.
Well, in Knaresborough we have quite a few occasions. Always on Boxing Day we have the Tug of War, which is from one side of the River Nid to the other. And then we go through to Easter, which is always popular. When we come to August we have the Charter Day, which commemorates the issue of the Charter for the market. And then starting in 1996 we have Knaresborough Festival, which runs for the full week. Through until November, we have November, December we have the Edwardian days, and then of course we're back to Christmas again.
Well, I suppose the first major event really is the Tug of War, which starts off at the beginning of the year in January. And that is quite an event where you have two teams, one on each side of the river, and they have to try and get the opposing team into the river. So that perhaps is the first of our events.
Tighter. Tighter. Give it tight. Out. Hold them out. Give it tight. Now get next tight. Now. Tighter. Tighter. Tight.
Chamber of Trade and Commerce for organising this event, and in particular Frank Davey and Claire Harvey for all their hard work. I hope that you will enjoy the very many varied stalls and activities that are here today. For me personally, I'd like to thank my host for today, Madam Mayor and Madam Mayoress, and just hope that you will give generously for the many charities that we're collecting for today. I therefore officially declare Knaresborough Spring Fair open.
At 12 o'clock. It's on.
And you're nice one again, Mr. Bosco. Your mother took it down, dear. And oh, that's all. I'm going to cancel, Robert. I'm going to flap. Hello, Mr. Pond. Well, you told the boys and girls. I'll see you later. Bye-bye, boys and girls. Give me a kiss with the boys and girls. Not like it.
Knaresborough Fun Run's been going since 1982, and this is the 14th run this year. And the reason we started it was twofold. One, to raise money for the school, obviously, and the other was to put on a community event for Knaresborough, which we thought people, young and old, would enjoy. And I think in both respects it's been very successful. Over the years we've got things for the school, like the minibuses, which we wouldn't otherwise have had, and certainly people seem to have enjoyed it, and even the poor weather this year doesn't seem to be stopping that.
competitors, so a big round of applause for them. Helen Inman, who better known to some people as Helen Armstrong, but Helen, please come up, well done.
There are lots of events in Knaresborough year-round, and like the characters who have made Knaresborough's history so colourful, the events themselves are also a little bit unique and a little bit idiosyncratic. Perhaps the most famous one that springs to mind is the bed race, where lots of teams enter and they race their beds round the town, up and down the hills and across the river, and it's lots of fun for people who are competing and for people who are just here to watch.
Well, in spring, the first event of the whole town is the bed race. This is of international importance, and this was so when it was in the BBC record breakers.
Bed race is a very busy day for Knaresborough, and it brings a lot of people in again.
Of course, we have the bed race, which is really one of the most fantastic things if you've never ever seen it. It really is, because you've got all these teams that come and they compete and they race through the town, and if for people who know the town, then they can see the problems, because they're racing uphill, down the hills, and then they have to come back and cross over the river, floating their beds on the river, and really it's a most exciting race.
Okay, we're the Princess and the Bees, and we're from Leeds General Infirmary and Leeds Health Authority, and we're raising money for paediatric intensive care bed. And we're not going to be taking this very seriously.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Are you going to win today?
We're going to try.
We're there for the experience.
And the enjoyment.
Yeah.
We're here to have fun.
She's there.
Magic Down live by the sea, and we're his seaside friends, the shells and the crabs, the shellfish. Lee, here we have an American shellfish. Same as an English shellfish, but with a different accent.
Better taste.
No, I'm shy. I'm off to hide behind me wee friend Nessie. Quick, come this way, gang. Look, he's following. No, quick, let's get in the conga. Off you go, John. He's that way. Quick. He's doing it. Let's not go to the How are we going to win today?
Yes. Yes, this is Father Christmas, but he's gone to the toilet. As you can see, our reindeers and our sleigh, and yes, we are going to win.
You've just got the
the right song.
other events that Knaresborough now celebrates is the Charter Day, when its medieval charter for a market was granted, and Knaresborough in many ways entered the highlight of its medieval history. And this is commemorated by lots of events in the market square and on the castle top. And I think because it has a medieval flavour, there's something very special about it in the atmosphere that Knaresborough has today.
Well, working at the castle, I really prefer the Charter Day. We get lots of people in. Hopefully the weather is better, and we have displays of falconry, and of course there are the tours of the keep and of the Sallyport.
Charter Day?
Yes, yes. Brings people into Knaresborough that don't normally come.
In August, of course, we have, as today, the Charter Festival, and people come in from all over Yorkshire. I've met people from Yorkshire, Lancashire, and from the north, and they come to Knaresborough to enjoy themselves, and it's a very happy day. It's very nice because you can go out in the castle yard, it's open, and there are quite a lot of disabled people who are able to enjoy it. This I like very much.
Charter Day festivities at 12 noon in the castle yard.
I've been coming to Knaresborough now for what, 4 years. But in the off-peak time, it's a quiet place, and to me a place like this should thrive on the visitors, tourist trade.
Well, it's got a lot going for it, hasn't it? I mean, you've got the spectacular castle, you've got Old Mother Shipton's cave down at the bottom of the river there, and there's many things for people to see, and there's the rolling hills and countryside just outside. A lot of caravan parks down there, very, very popular with the touring people.
I don't think in the modern day that a civil war would be anything like ours. It wouldn't be as honourable as the...
No, but I could see another civil war. We could end up going down that line. You know,
they've been very close to it at times.
There's a few things happening at the moment that could become unconstitutional, and you know, these things don't take much flaring up. If you look at the original Civil War, it started over nothing and two men's inability to talk to each other.
of course, for the size of the town, there is a lot of attraction, an awful lot of attraction. You know, if you work out, even York, I would say if you worked it out to the square foot, more attraction in Knaresborough than there is even in York.
People of Knaresborough, I come before you to bring you good news. But first, let me say that I know full well that many of you here can scarce bring yourselves to believe that any good can come from Peter de Gaveston. But he has also given me the hand of his niece. In marriage, the Lady Margaret, my wife, is of royal blood, and therefore doubles our claim on your allegiance. Is that not so, my lady?
Aye, 'tis true, my lord, that King Edward is my uncle, and that through you, my husband, His Majesty has favoured this town and brought great benefit to the people of this town and neighbourhood.
The first benefit you see all around you. This new castle, which His Majesty has commanded to be built. Though you see only the rough beginnings, when it is completed, it will be a magnificent edifice, towering on this unassailable rock, high above the river.
Conceived by that illustrious builder of castles, King Edward I, it has been completed by my uncle, King Edward II. He has spared no expense in its construction.
We shall be building 12 towers with sturdy walls. And over here, a great keep, beneath which is the dungeon, with 12 arches radiating from a central column, and with walls 15 feet thick.
And how many people do you employ, Master Mason?
Why, more than 100, my lord, with 11 skilled quarrymen.
And secondly, His Majesty has graciously acceded to my request that this town shall have a charter granting it the status of a free borough. Harrogate. Well, the people of insignificant hamlets like Harrogate and all the other villages will now look up to the new borough of Knaresborough.
Many of Knaresborough's events also have a historical flavour, and Edwardian Sunday is one which I think is particularly enjoyable because it's in the winter time when things are getting a bit dark. It livens things up, it creates a very lively atmosphere in the town centre, and there's lots to see and do with the historic theme.
I prefer Edwardian Sundays because of the atmosphere. We seem to get so many people, with it being in the market square, all the shops are open and it's just a lovely atmosphere.
Yes, Edwardian Sunday is very enjoyable and we have a lot of people coming to Knaresborough.
Which one do you like most?
Probably Edwardian Day.
Why?
Because it's on a bigger scale and there's lots more for children and sort of a nice end of the year before Christmas.
In the run-up to Christmas is the Edwardian festival, when everyone is dressed in Edwardian costume, and we have a lot of stalls, etc., and street entertainments as a prelude to Christmas.
I think my favourite event of the year has got to be Edwardian Sunday, which we celebrate on or around the first Sunday in December. Everybody gets up in period costume, gets dressed up, and it's a really fantastic atmosphere, especially with the kids around on the run up to Christmas. It's really a satisfying day.
Oh yay! Oh yay! Oh yay! Citizens and welcome visitors! Praise silence for the Mayor of Knaresborough, Councillor Eileen Ferguson!
Well, believe you me, my voice does not match Sid's in any shape or form. But I can tell you the sound waves have gone straight through from the left ear through to the right ear. And I think the horses understood exactly what Sid said. Anyway, thank you very much for turning up this morning. Despite the inclement weather, I can assure you last year the weather was even worse because we had a gale force wind. So I hope you all have a very enjoyable day in Knaresborough. We certainly want you to spend your money, because that's what we're all after. and I hope that you buy some really, really good bargains. And I'm on the tombola stall, just over near the market cross, and I would love to see you all. So I am formally declaring the Edwardian Sunday open. Thank you very much.
Strong shoulder, very good, strong shoulder. We're all here for the fun today, so that's all right. And of course, loads of folk coming along, especially, you see, all sorts going on around here. There'll be clowns and jugglers and big horses and lots of folk stood around enjoying themselves. So we'll come along and have a smashing day.
Based in Leeds. We've got 12 altogether. We've got 4 at Leeds in the Brewery Wharf, which is the museum, and we've got the other 8 are in Huddersfield near Home Fair, because they're now contracted out. So the guy has got a farm near Home Fair, so they get swapped round and they're not stuck at Leeds all the time. So as you can imagine, being with the public all the time, you get pretty fed up, so they get to swap. We have greys because apparently they're more photogenic. And the younger they are, the darker they are. So as they get old, they get greyer like we do. These two, this is Prince Charlie. Prince is 7 and Charlie's about 6 now. So they're quite young, but they're very good, as you can see.
Why did you pick Edwardian for Knaresborough? Is that a special time?
Well, if we just look around us now, Knaresborough is a very attractive medieval town.
Right.
And we like to be in period costume on this occasion.
There are some people are in magnificent costumes. What's this down?
Never juggled before in my life, and I picked these juggling balls from up this stall, and look at these, oh,
I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning. And what was in the ships all 3 on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day? And what was in the ships all 3 on Christmas Day in the morning? The Virgin Mary and Christ were there on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. The Virgin Mary and Christ were there on Christmas Day in the morning. They sailed the ships all 3 on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day.
Of all of Knaresborough's many events, the one I prefer is one which doesn't happen anymore, but which I'd very much like to see. I've heard about the water carnival that used to be held on the river, and I've seen historic illustrations of it, with the many boats and the fabulous lights and the fireworks displays. I think that would be something that would be really very special and very, very Knaresborough. With all the many things that Knaresborough has to see and do, and all the things it has to offer, I hope that I'll see you here next year.